Good day, everyone. We are from BSA 1A, and for this video, we'll be sharing our knowledge about distinguishing features of Pakistani Standard English through the help of the following questions. So, we have here three questions. So, for number one, we have how Pakistan culture shape Pakistan English, and the number two, explain cultural specific interaction or also known as interference in Pakistan English. And then the last question, discuss the lexical features of Pakistan English and provide examples. And for the first question, we have Miss Manlangit to answer.
Good day, everyone. So, the first topic that we are going to tackle about is the influence of the culture of Pakistan to Pakistani English, or how Pakistan culture shapes Pakistani English. As you can recall that we did an activity where we compared and contrast the culture and other things between two countries. Those countries are Pakistan and India. Upon doing the activity, we have discovered and learned that the main religion in Pakistan is Islam. Thus, Pakistani English is shaped by Islam and Muslim territory. Muslim history. So, as it derives its terminology from Islamic register. And Pakistani English is also influenced by the local languages in the country, which are also which there are also varieties of Pakistani English, and such as Sindhi English, Punjabi English, um, Pashto English, and Balochi English. And furthermore, Pakistani English has borrowed many lexical items from the regional languages to enrich itself and facilitate the local speaker to easily express their cultural reality. I think that would be all my insights. I am enthusiastic to learn more as we dig deeper about this topic. Thank you for listening.
So for the continuation, uh, I will share my insights about how Pakistan culture shaped Pakistan English. So the Pakistani English has an influence of Urdu, Arabic, and Persian languages, which shape it as a specific variety of English. So in short, their morphological interferences from the local language has influenced the development of Pakistani English. So when the British colonizers came to the subcontinent, they introduced English as an official language of India. So when the colonizer left the subcontinent, India and Pakistan came into being as two separate states in 1947. Consequently, Pakistani English developed in the new cultural context. Moreover, Pakistani English has linguistic features which many speakers of British English find it hard to understand. Hence, many scholars have studied and systematically addressed this linguistic, particularly if Pakistani English is researched and enriched, it can serve as a tool to counter the discourses of homogeny. So, thus, the current research has made use of a qualitative approach to investigate the differences between Pakistani English and British English. So, that's all.
Next questions is explain cultural specific interaction or also known as interference in Pakistan English. So there are four distinguishing morphological features of Pakistan English. So first is the interference of suffix or Asian in Pakistani English. So Pakistani English has proclaimed its distinguished identity by designating the new functions of morphemes. There are morphological characters in Pakistani English which have brought forth new words which are not found in other varieties of English. The interference in suffix Asian, such as point in Pakistani English, is unique and it gives birth to the word pointations, which implies to furnish someone with information. It is the cultural reality of Pakistan that has facilitated this these types of morphological changes to create new words. Second is the interference of local prefixes and suffixes in Pakistani English. There are many words with nine unique morphological structure which you can only find in Pakistani English and no other, making them unknown to English native speakers. The words such as the shape, deload, and evenager are unique neologism of Pakistani English. Furthermore, the derivational morphemes also tend to merge with Urdu or any local language bases and thus formulate new words. In this way, the generalized use of morphemes in the cultural reality of Pakistan has formulated new words which cannot be found in the other varieties of English. That's all.
So next, I'm going to discuss the third interference of distinguishing the morphological features in Pakistan English. So number 1.3 is the interference of local productive suffix in Pakistani English. Just like derivational suffixes, there are some other productive suffixes which are also used in Pakistani English. However, these same suffixes are used in a very restricted manner in the countries where English was a native language. The suffixes er and ee are interfered with English bases such as affect, shift to make the word in Pakistani affecti, shifty, and motorcycle lifter. These words are easily understood by the speakers of Pakistani English. However, the native English speaker will not be able to understand these words. Pakistani speakers are quite open with morphological coinage because sometimes they cannot find the British English, their cultural, because sometimes they cannot find in the British English the equivalent to represent their cultural reality. So they usually rely on these productive suffixes. In the context, Pakistani negotiate with their social dilemmas by making creative use of derivational morphemes. These derivational morphemes are attached with the name of a person to refer to that person's way of life. The mentioned suffix ism and the number 1.2 is used in the name Zia ul Haq to convert the word into Zionism, which refers to his policies in a sarcastic manner. These words are easily be found in Pakistani English newspapers, but there are no chances at all that a person will find the same words in other cultural contexts, except that these ideas have made their influence and interference in the concerned cultural context. And the last is interference of local free morphemes in Pakistani English. And in addition to these derivational morphemes and regional languages and Pakistani English both combine each other to make new words. The influence of local language shaped Pakistani English into much more different than the British Standard English. There are many words such as charge, price, rickshaw. These words are from English, while las, roti, and wala are from the Urdu language. Wait. Wait. In the context of Pakistan, they have merged with each other to create a new hybrid of words which have a different meaning and concept them associated with them from their basis, meaning it associated with their culture. So this is also a creative uses of language. In this instance, language are interfering and creatively interacting with each other. By this, no language will be forgotten because they both use the local and English language to shape a new or to create a new English that has not been found in other cultural contexts. Um, in the contextual reality of Pakistan, the language are enriching to each other. These hybrids are not only restricted to Pakistani English, but they are also used in an equal frequency in the Urdu language, like I've mentioned earlier. And that's all. Thank you.
Discuss the lexical features of Pakistan English and provide examples. So, Pakistani English is heavily influenced by Pakistan's regional languages as well as English of other nations. Earlier was the morphological features of Pakistani English, right? Pakistani English is also enriched with the lexical items which add to its variety. So, since Pakistani society is multilingual, so no wonder new words from these languages keep entering Pakistan language. This led to the development and evolution of Pakistani English. These linguistic interferences have given Pakistani English new forms and words which add to its richness and beauty. One example of this is there's a word, no Kachi Abadi. So this word is from Urdu, which the Pakistani borrowed. The Pakistani English has naturalized this word. So not the Pakistani English naturalized this word completely. So for them it is to relocate people from illegally set up Kachi Abadis. So as you have observed that there are both singular and plural forms of the said borrowed word. It has been used plurally. Why? So that it may fit naturally in its new home and linguistic context, which is no doubt Pakistani English. So there are words that the Pakistani English borrowed from Urdu. It is to enrich its vocabulary and help the speakers to express themselves conveniently in the context of Pakistani. To be continued by Miss Digulacion.
Okay. So, as we all know that Pakistani English borrowed words from Urdu. The word the word is urs, which is used in Sindhi, which is used in Sindhi, and it also means the birthday anniversary of a saint. So, and this Pakistani English has also internalized this word in very natural manner. So in the article that Don writes, the book comprises poems and research papers presented during the Moshaira, a literary conference held in the last years of Bedel. So in the same article, so another lexical item has been borrowed from the by Pakistani English from Urdu. So the word is the Mifil Isama, which also means a concert of Sufi music. So thus Pakistan English has been enhancing and improving their scope and vocabulary. So there are Pakistani English has been borrowing many lexical items from regional languages. So it helps their speakers to express themselves more in their own cultural context. In this contextualization, the Pakistani English has indeed put many of the speakers at ease by borrowing from their own languages. So in this regard, another word mushaira, a borrowing word mushaira, which means is literary gathering where people recite their poetry. The word has become the part of the parcel of Pakistani English as well. So Don has also utilized the word For example, Raman Faris was the first poet to take the stage. He set the tone of his stint there by reciting a couplet which paid tribute to the host Nazim of the Mushaira. So by borrowing this literary word also shows the fact that it is the quality of literary languages that they also always borrowed literary expressive words from other languages. So in this regards, Pakistani English has also other, relied upon the old Urdu language to borrow concerned words so that at its speakers can easily talk about the literary context of Pakistan. Additionally, there are also traditional food items which English speakers cannot talk about without borrowing the words. So ang English dili makasulti og another kaning nga mga food sa Pakistan because without kanang dili sila magamit og borrowed words sa Pakistan. Wherein kani pong ang Pakistan is ila po ni siyang gibaro nga word from the Urdu. So just like for example, as Don talked about the samosas, pakoras, and kakoris, which are being sold in the hot weather. So it is interesting here to notice the polarization of these borrowed words. It shows that these words have not fully naturalized in the linguistic context of Pakistani English. Thus, Pakistan English has naturalized many words which it has borrowed from the local languages. So a continuation will be Miss Miriam Deacon.
Not only these food items but also other words which show social identities have also made their way from social languages of Pakistan into Pakistani English. These words have also enabled Pakistanis to question their social realities and resist oppressive identities. The word Wadera is of a Sindhi origin. However, it figuratively refers to a dog in the manger mindset. This mindset can be found in many areas of Pakistan. Dawn has reported and used the issue of Wadera or tribal justice in quite complicated. The use of Wadera in this daily shows that Pakistani English has also internalized the word from Sindhi language to allow its speakers from Sindhi to talk about the mindset, identity, or individual concerned. This internalization is also beneficial for Pakistani speakers because it allows them to understand the typical Wadera mindset and thereby equips them to resist it. Moreover, there are also other words related to vocal arts which PE has also borrowed from the Urdu language. There is a word kawali, which have come from the Urdu language in Pakistani English. Down a newspaper writes, but this generation is aware of kawali. The word kawali refers to the person who sings kawali as well as to the song he or she sings. In this way, many words from regional languages have come into Pakistani English, which is evolving to new directions in contrast to British Standard English. Similarly, there are also other words from local languages which stand for musical instruments have also taken their places in Pakistani English. Once again, Dawn shows the tendency the instrumentalist played the tabla, clarinet, and sitar. Finally, all the above discussion shows that Pakistani English has indeed borrowed many lexical items from the regional languages to enrich itself and facilitate the local speakers to easily express their cultural reality. In this multilingual context, Pakistani English will keep evolving into new forms and shapes in contrast to British Standard English or the other Englishes were are spoken in the different context of the world. Thank you. And
So we have all learned today. So thank you for listening and thank you for your time for attending on our discussion. On our discussion, that's all. Thank you.